My name is Christine Mesolo, born and bred in Pretoria. I was a government employee until I got to a point where I decided I wanted to pursue my dream, which is to have my own company. And I did start the company. I operated a transport company. And what we were doing is we're providing transport, your shuttle services, transport, your conferences, and hiring out of vehicles. So what we did was to do all your Pan-African Parliament meetings that were held in South Africa. We provided transport for them. The SADC meetings, we provided transport them. The World Cup, your FIFA draw, including the World Cup. So that's what I've been doing in the transport until I got to a point in my life where I felt like, I needed a break, a bit of a break, because of it. Transport can be very hectic, or any service delivery business can be very hectic because of you need to be on point all the time. So I wanted a breather. So one of my friends introduced me to farming, which was chicken farming, the broiler. I was new, and I have never, ever in my life envisaged that I would become a farmer. It has never crossed my mind. I never grew up in a farm, so I've always looked at farming as a career for older women. I've been forever in office working throughout the night, but yes, my friend being my laptop. She introduced me to broiler farming, and I got interested when she told me about the whole setup and how quick they grow. And me being a business person, I started doing the numbers, and it made business sense. And I said to her, you know what, I would love to do a trial and see if I would do it. I started with 500, then the 500 grew. The mortality out of the 500, only 5 died. So literally I had 495. And by that time, the selling price was like 50 Rand. And I'm like, I looked at my input cost versus what I got out of it, I got excited. And then I went in for the second batch, excited. Mind you, I've never been trained in the broiler. The only training I got, that I received, was through my friend Joyce. She then introduced me to the extension officers, and luckily enough, they identified the courses that I needed to go and attend so that I'm at least clued up. I also wanted to be clued up, to be trained, so that I don't have issues. A few months down the line, then there was a value-add training for broiler farmers. The course was provided by ARC to basically do agro-processing. I attended the course, I got more excited. I really wanted to get into the chicken business because it just made so much sense to me. And what I like about chicken is that nothing, literally nothing from the chicken goes to waste. From your sawdust, you use your sawdust as your fertilizer. Your feathers, they wash it and use it for your pillows. Literally nothing. Every little thing that is on the chicken, you resell. All you have to do is just make sure that you keep, you become religiously entrenched into everything that needs to be done with regards to your medication and how you feed them. You must make sure that there's feed all the time, there's water all the time, there's ventilation. The process from a chick, it normally takes about 6 weeks before it is regarded as fully grown. So you need to make sure that you follow through the medication process. You need to give your chicks, the moment you receive them, you need to give them a stress pack. Because remember, we move them from point A to B. And then during transit, they get stressed. So number one, to make sure that you minimize your mortality, you need to provide them with stress pack, and make sure that you give the vitamins. You give them vitamins every day. Just like us, we take vitamins to make sure that we prevent and we boost our immune system. Same as your chicks. So yes, and then make sure that they've got ample feed. Okay, when they are starters, you give them, when they are still small, you give them a starter until a point where you need to change on day 18, and then you provide them with the grower, the feed. Now you change the feed from a starter to a grower, and then on day 35, then you give them your finisher. It's still feed, but now it's different stages. My customers, okay, I've got, you know, the guys that sell chickens, they call them chicken dust. We sell them, we provide them with chicken dressed chickens. And when we sell them, the weight should be between 1.2 to 1.5, okay? Which is the normal chicken that you normally buy from the shop, okay? And then we've got a market like your hawkers. We sell the chickens to them for them to resell. The weight must be slightly bigger than those between 1.8 and your 2 kg. And we've got your 2.2, that is your max, 2.2 to 2.5. And we sell that to the household. We've got customers that we deliver on daily basis, based on their orders on monthly basis. We've got customers that normally come in, they would want chickens for us to provide them with chickens, live chickens, but then they want it slaughtered. So what they do is they will ask us to clean the chicken for them, and then we'll ask them to give us about 15 minutes. At least we can clean the chicken. For that, we use a machine that is like a chicken plugger, chicken feather plugger. It helps us because of, in that machine, you can put about 8 chickens, and then all of them will be cleaned in less than 5 minutes. The technology that we're using is the agro-processing. It has really added value because now we can provide our customers, especially those that don't eat pork, we can provide them with your sausage, chicken sausages. We can provide them with your chicken patties, which is, and plus what we've introduced is your chicken biltong. So we are gradually introducing that into the market. Yes, in my journey, there were a lot of challenges. One challenge which I actually appreciate this opportunity that I was given by Corteva was I did not have any training whatsoever in the broiler. So I had to pay my school fees. You know, having to pay school fees, very hefty, because then the mortality rate went from 5 to hundreds. So it was very costly. So that was challenge number one. Challenge number two is during winter period. Again, it was too cold. Even whatever system that I was told to introduce, to implement, it did not yield the results that I wanted. I still had mortalities, you know. A lot of my chickens died purely because of lack of training. After having trained, after I was trained, then I started realizing, identifying all the pitfalls that led to me having to have those challenges.